She like it when the boys say hello. Dressed in the swag that she clearly borrowed. Today she Minaj, tomorrow she a Gaga. Long as she getting the attention that the starters. But yo, snap to reality. Her real personality's a shy young girl with a lot of insecurities. But I was getting judged for what she does for popularity. But all she's really looking for is a little bit of clarity. Like who's gonna marry me? Why boys never liking me? I'm always getting this with some girl named Kimberly. My weight on the scale says I'm looking more heavily. I'm gonna need some therapy and a dose of the heavenly.
I can write linear equations given the slope and the y-intercept. So if the slope is 1/3, the y-intercept is 1/3. It's -3, excuse me. So we're going to go down to where it says slope-intercept form, because I'm being given the slope and the intercept. Y equals mx plus b. M is the slope, b is the y-intercept. So if you're given the slope, so you go ahead and write your equation y equals mx plus b. You're given the slope, which is m, which is equal to 1/3. And you're given the y-intercept, which is plus b, which is equal to -3. So all you do is replace the letters with the numbers. So you're going to get y equals the slope, which is 1/3, x, plus b, which is the y-intercept, which is -3. And that's it. That's all there is to it. So I can write linear equations given the slope and the y-intercept. What if you're given standard form? Now standard form has basically an x and a y. You go to standard form, ax plus by equals c, where a, b, and c are constants. You get y by itself, rewrite the terms on the right side, divide every term by what's brought in the y, and you simplify. So we've already done this, but we're going to go ahead and do it again. So standard form, so you write 4x minus 2y equals 14. Draw my river. You're getting y by itself on one side, so we're going to take that 4x to the other side. When you take that 4x to the other side, it's going to become minus 4x. So -2y equals 14 minus 4x. Alright, then I'm going to go ahead and divide every single thing by -2 to get y by itself. So the -2's cancel out. I'm going to get y equals 14 divided by -2 is -7, and then -4 divided by -2 is positive 2x. Rewrite it with x on the left hand side, y equals 2x minus 7. So I can write linear equations given now a point and a slope. Okay, a point and a slope. So turning back to my notes, a point and a slope. See how it says point slope form, a point and a slope. So point slope form, y minus y1 equals mx minus x1, where y1 and x1 are coordinates and m is the slope. So y, write it down, so y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. And all you're going to do is replace the points in there. Alright, so -1 and 8, that's going to be x1, y1, because that's the x and the y, and then the slope is -2. So y minus y1, which is 8, equals m, which is -2, x minus x1, which is -1. And then we're going to go ahead and just rewrite this, taking care of those negatives. So y minus 8 equals -2, x plus 1. Now what are you going to do? Of course, you're going to get in my house, -2x minus 2, and then the other side, y minus 8. Okay, now what? Take the 8 to the other side, or the -8 becomes positive 8, so you're going to get y equals -2x, -2 plus 8, Tigers meets Trojans, Trojans win by 6. And there we have it, y equals mx plus b again. I can write linear equations given 2 points. Again, 2 points is just the same as 1 point in the slope, with one difference of you have to first find the slope. So slope is a change in y over the change in x. So 4 to 8, how does that change? 4 to 8, how does that change? From 4 to 8, I add 4. Then 3 to 5, how does that change? From 3 to 5, I add 2. So I add 4 on y and I add 2 on x. So the change in y is positive 4. The change in x is positive 2. So positive 4 divided by positive 2 is equal to 2. So now that I have my slope, it actually becomes like the question above. It's a point and a slope. So now I have 2 points. I just pick one. So I want to pick the first one since it's just the first one. Alright, so label it x1, y1. And now you're just doing what you just did above. Y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. For my river, y minus y1, which is 4, equals m, which is 2, x minus 3. Get in the house, 2x minus 6, bring everything else down. get the negative 4 to the other side, so we're adding 4, so it's going to be y equals 2x, and then tigers meets Trojans, tigers win by 2. And there you have it. So it's just one extra step between 2 points and a point and a slope. I can write linear equations given a graph. So if I'm given a graph, I can actually write this straight off the bat. Again, I'm looking for find my slope, which is change in y over change in x. So you're going to pick 2 corners like we did when we did slope. Find 2 corners. So there's one for me and there's another. Alright, change in y, so y is minus 1, and then change in x, which is plus 4. And then go ahead and write it down. So change in y is negative 1, and change in x is positive 4. Positive and a negative is a negative, and then 1 over 4. So that's my slope. What else do we need? We need my y-intercept, because we're actually using y equals mx plus b. So just count those down. How many boxes down is that? That's negative 8. So my y-intercept is negative 8. So find the y-intercept, which is negative 8. And then write the equation y equals mx plus b. Y equals the slope, which is negative 1 over 4x minus 8, which is the y-intercept. So this is just like number 1, because you're given a slope and a y-intercept. So this is just like the very first one that we did, because you're given the slope and the y-intercept. Another way you could actually do this is you could find a point. So I'm finding a point right now, and that point is negative 4, negative 7, and then now you have a point and a slope. So you could do it like the way we did it before, with a point and a slope. But it's a lot faster just to find the slope and then just find the y-intercept. But if the y-intercept isn't exact, you'd go with a point and a slope. Alright, so that's how you write equations. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to graph them. The easiest way to graph is always have it in the form of y equals mx plus b. It is by far the easiest way to graph. So if I can rewrite whatever problem they give me in y equals mx plus b, then I can graph it really easily. Alright, so now we're going to focus on the graphing of these 4 situations. So if you're given a slope and a y-intercept, if you're given standard form, if you're given a point and a slope, if you're given 2 points. So we're going to do the same questions, we're just going to graph them as well. Alright, so I can write graph linear equations given a slope and a y-intercept. That's by far the easiest. First thing you're going to do is write down the y-intercept and the slope. So the y-intercept is negative 3, the slope is 1 over 3. Then it says always start at the y-intercept, so we're going to start at negative 3. So I'm actually going to put a point down at negative 3. Right, so where the y-intercept, where it crosses the y-axis at negative 3, put a point at negative 3. Alright, then do rise over run. So go ahead and write rise over run, and then we're going to write our slope out so that you can see what we're rising and running. So rise over run, and our slope, which is 1 over 3. So we're going to rise plus 1, and then we're going to run plus 3. So we're going to start at the y-intercept, which is negative 3, and we're going to go up 1 and right 3. So all you're going to do is start at the point negative 3, go up 1 and right 3. 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 Okay, and you can go on forever, but really all you need is 2 points, and then just join it with a ruler, but I'm just showing you just so you can get used to it. Alright, so take a ruler and you're going to join your points. So you only need the y-intercept and 1 more point, but I just did a few just for you to understand it. Alright, and that's how you graph it. So the easiest way to graph is to get it into y equals mx plus b, because it's just so simple. Alright, so graphing equations in standard form. Okay, so I can graph linear equations given standard form. It's really simple. Again, easiest thing to do is get it into y equals mx plus b form. So y equals 2x minus 7 in this case. So first write it in that form, and then follow the steps for graphing like we just did in the previous example. What steps are those? You write down the y-intercept and the slope. You always start from the y-intercept, then you do rise over run. So that's what we're going to do. So follow the, for first I need to know what the slope is. M is equal to 2 and B is equal to, or the y-intercept is equal to -7. Alright, so I made a mistake earlier, so I kind of fast forwarded through this. So again, you start by plotting the y-intercept, which is -7, and then slope is equal to 2. So I made a mistake and read it -2, so just ignore that -2 because I'm going to fix it in just a second. So y equals 2x, which so slope is 2, y-intercept is -7. So I'm going to go ahead and fix that. M is 2, y-intercept is -7, so you do rise over run, so you're rising +2 because it's positive, so +2. And then because there's nothing underneath that, you can put an invisible 1 because 2 divided by 1 is 2. So we're going to rise +2 +1. So we're going to go up 2 and to the right 1, starting from -7. So -7, we're going to go up 2 boxes and to the right 1. Up 2, 1, 2 to the right 1. Up 2, 1, 2 to the right 1. Up 2, 1, 2 to the right 1. Up 2 to the right 1. Up 2 to the right 1. Up 2 to the right 1. Basically, we can go on forever. We really don't even need to plot all these points. You can do 2 like I said earlier and then join the line. I just do it so that you can see, we can understand what I'm doing. Okay, so you just need 2 points in order to join the line. And that's how you graph it. Up 2 over 1. So you see, it doesn't matter where you start, it's always going to be up 2 over 1 because that is the. Now looking at the next one, I can graph linear equations given a point and a slope. Alright, so the first way is like we've been doing it before, getting into y equals mx plus b and then follow the steps for graphing. But I am going to show you, so there's y equals mx plus b, so y equals -2 is the slope, m is the slope, -2, and the y-intercept is +6. M is -2, so do rise over run, you're going to do -2 over +1, and the y-intercept is +6. So you start at +6 and then you go -2, or you just write rise over run, -2 over +1. So you're going to go down 2 to the right 1. Start at 6, going down 2 to the right 1. Or, okay, so let me show you the second way because we've done 2 examples of the first way. Start at the given point, -1, 8. Alright, so they give you this point, -1, 8. So instead of even finding out what the y-intercept is, just start at the point they give you, -1, 8. Write down the slope, which is rise over run, because they give you the slope, right? They give you the slope is -2. So we're going to write rise over run, which is equal to -2 and invisible +1. So instead of starting the y-intercept, you actually just start at the slope and do rise over run and use a roulette point. So plot the point -1, 8. Okay, so -1, 8, you start at 0, go to left 1 and up 8. So that's the point -1, 8. And then you do rise over run starting at that point. So you don't always have to do it at the y-intercept. So we're going to do down 2 to the right 1, 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 down 2 to the right 1. And then you're just going to use a roulette to join the points. So you could start at the y-intercept like we've been doing in previous examples. On this one, it might just be fast to start the point they give you because they would give you the point and the slope. So you wouldn't have to find what y equals mx plus b is in this situation. Okay. But you could still do it that way if you like. Alright, can graph linear equations given 2 points. Now again, you could write it in the y-intercept form, y equals mx plus b, where you're given the slope and the y-intercept, and then you can graph the y-intercept and then do rise over run. At -2 and then rise over run would be 2 over +1, so you'd be going up 2 to the right 1. So you start -2 going up 2 and then right 2. Or even simpler, just plot the 2 points and extend the line because they just give you 2 points. They say that the graph is going to go to those 2 points. So plot those 2 points. So I'm just going to write down what those 2 points are. 3 and 4 and 5 and 8. So you're just going to plot those 2 points. So 3 and 4, 3 and 4, and 5, 8, 5, 8. And then use a ruler to join those 2 points. Now we can actually check this line using the y equals mx plus b because remember I said that the y-intercept was going to be -2 if we had used y equals. Look at that, y-intercept is -2. That's great. And if I wanted to, I could check the slope would be +2 over 1.
Put down your ass train, you going down. to the river.